Right, so I said in the past that I'm not going to buy any more Amiga stuff. I've got far too many machines. I've got 8 behind me in boxes and a couple more sort of like dotted around. But a mate is getting rid of some stuff and he asked me did I want to buy an Amiga 1200 for a very cheap price. Now this Amiga 1200 was £150. That's all he asked. It wasn't sort of like I didn't bar him down. He just said give us 150 and you can have it. So this Amiga does have a few issues. He did sort of start something as a project, he said, and he just sort of like got bored of it and just sort of like left it. So it's like when you find money lying around on the street, you're not going to walk past it, you're going to stop and you're going to pick it up. So exactly what I've done with this 1200, I went and picked it up. Now I'll show you the outside of it. So as you can see, it is slightly yellowed in places, and it does have at the back of it a little tiny hole. Also, it has this little flap missing at the back, and it has the trapdoor missing as well. Also, no floppy disk drive, but it's got some sort of GoTek, I think he said. I'm not quite sure what it is, but yeah, it does have a few issues. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get it onto the table now and I'm going to show you what's inside. Right, so a little bit more natural light. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it's slightly shaded yellow there and it seems to be all white there, but I think looking at the camera screen you can make it out. It's you know, so anyway, right, so we'll take the top off and I'll show you what horrors, I like to call it horrors, yeah, what horrors lie underneath. Okay, so we'll take off this for now. We don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, so what I am presented with, there's no floppy disk, there's no kickstart ROMs, so, you know, I was kind of buggered. I haven't turned it on just yet, but what I have done is I've scouted around and I've got what I think is 2 spare 1200 ROMs. I might be wrong, but if I can just get them in focus. Can I get them in focus? Yeah, I think they're 1200 ROMs. When I bought new ROMs, I bought the Amiga Forever ROMs years ago, and these have been in a box ever since, so I'm assuming these are 1200 ROMs. So what we'll do is I'm just going to show you around the machine and I'll put these in and I'll see if it boots up. Right, okay, so what he's done, he got rid of the floppy drive obviously, and he's put this in. Now looking at the board, it says on it GoTek system, so one can only assume it is a GoTek, right? Okay, so you've got your normal buttons here for up and down, we'll have a track selection, USB goes there, it's got this. So now what happens with this is he's bored a hole in the back for that. I think he said it was a rotary encoder. Basically, I think it replaces these buttons. Instead of pressing these buttons, you just twist this little wheel. So I was thinking, okay, sound. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm selecting. I don't know where them wires go for the start. I don't know what them wires are. So then he calls me up and he says, oh, I forgot to give you the screen. I'm like, what screen? So basically, he's gave me this. Now, okay, I get it. It's an LCD screen for them, you know, to see what you've selected basically. But my question is, how do I connect it? Now, I've asked him and he said, you know what, I don't know. He said he had it connected at some point, and, or, you know, obviously he's just given up on it. So I think it's nothing to do with that. I think they're just like, I don't know, they connect to there somewhere. So this is the main sort of priority. There's wires connected here and there's 4 wires that are left over, as you can see there. Obviously, I'm assuming they connect to maybe this little point here where it's got 4 little pins. In what order they go, I don't know. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, do I bother messing around with that, or they would just replace it with a floppy disk drive that I've got. I was honest with him and I said, look, you know, I don't need any more machines. There's a slight possibility here I could sell it because, like, you know, and to be honest with you, he's not bothered. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if I get this machine up and running. Well, I am, because I want to see it up and running, like, but yeah. So anyway, I've just noticed as well before, it's got this as well, which is, if I pull it off very carefully, it's a real-time clock from Individual Computers. So, never had one of them before, so I'm assuming, do I need that? Possibly not. So I'll put that aside for now. So yeah, the main aim is to get, you know, well, to get it on, because I'm going to try it. Before this video ends, I'm going to turn the machine on. He has recapped it, he said. Or he's got it recapped in the past. I don't know. I can't remember if it was a local recapper, or I think he said he got it sent off, but I don't know. There's no stickers suggesting that it has, because I'm assuming if it's been to a recappers, it's going to have some sort of sticker on it to say recapped by such and such at such and such a date. I've had a look around and it looks pretty clean and pretty neat. So yeah, it is probably going to be a work in progress, this. Like I've said, I will probably end up selling it because I don't need another 1200, and I certainly don't need another Amiga machine. What I normally play on nowadays is it's emulation, and now and then I'll whack me 1200 on with the clear case and I'll play some WHD load games. But in terms of me sort of like, you know, keeping it, it's probably going to be a no, and it's probably going to get sold. But just for, you know, video purposes, I'm probably going to film, you know, the next part of this, which will be, I'm going to install the ROMs today, sorry. So I'm going to put the ROMs in, turn it on, see if it works. If I get a boot up screen, that's going to be all good. And then I'm going to try and figure out how to match that up with, I'm assuming it's them. Where that goes, I don't know, because there's no hole for it, obviously. It's going to probably just sit outside the case. This is the sort of main issue. Okay, I get it. He's done it so it goes on the back. But what I'm thinking is get it up and running and sell just that, maybe on its own separately. Get some polyfiller and fill in this hole. Get it all nice and level, and then possibly give the case a nice white spray so you can't see this little hole here. That is a possibility. As I say, I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take you on a little journey around the board as best I can. I've just looked, it's a Rev 1D.4, is that correct? Yeah, so I'll just give you a quick show around it now. Right, okay, so yeah, Rev 1, is that 1D.4? I don't know, I am not technically minded in this sort of thing, and I certainly wouldn't want to mess around with these machines and you know, sort of like start pulling things off. I'm probably going to ask advice maybe on here, so if anyone does know, you know, let me know. But I don't think you're going to be able to just tell me in a comment how to set all this up. It's going to be maybe an email or a bloody voicemail or something like that, I don't know, or a video call maybe. Cap wise, let me have a little look here. I say it's sort of, you can get any Amiga from any age, and you can look at the caps and you can go, do you know what, it looks spot on, but you can't see what, if any damage has been done. So yeah, he has had it recapped. I know for a fact he has said he has it recapped, like, so I'll take his word for him on that one. This one here as well, never seen one of them before. So it's a little real-time clock, which actually would be, it would be nice to put that in mine, actually, just to have an updated date and clock and stuff like that. So a little look around this is, let me see. So you can just see there, GoTek system. Move my fingers out the way. What else does that say there? Focus, camera, focus. Yeah, so there's your USB. 3D printed case as well. I think he bought that. I think he said he got it off eBay. Obviously, you've got your power and your floppy connector. There's your keyboard connectors, everyone knows. Yeah, it's just this little bugger. This thing is a bit of a mystery, should we say, of where to go. I'm assuming if I plugged it all in and started poking around the wires, that it won't blow. I'm having a guess. I don't know. I might be wrong. Like I say, I don't want to start, you know, messing around with wires while it's on and blow something up. But generally, the board looks, you know, quite nice and clean. As far as I can see at the moment, no issues. But I'm no bloody expert. And I don't claim to be, and I've never claimed to be any expert on these things. I just like to play them and enjoy my childhood games. So these ROMs as well, as I say, I'm assuming that these two ROMs I've got here, let me just flick the camera down, get you in focus. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm assuming they are 1200 ROMs because I have upgraded my ROMs, as I said, only 1200. So these have come from somewhere, and they're definitely not 600 ones because 3.0 and 3.0, so I would have upgraded. I've upgraded to 3.1. So the only thing I was thinking of originally is I'm pretty sure I had Amiga 1200s with MX wrote on the ROMs. So yeah, I'm going to try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, you know what I mean? So yeah, £150. You know, as I say, he's not bothered. He wasn't really too bothered about selling it for, you know, £300-400. So yeah, as I say, it's a good little project. I just want to get it up and running. Obviously, you know, film it for the channel purposes and stuff like that. And then if it's all up and running, if it's all sort of good to go, maybe sell it as one whole unit or maybe sell it separately. I don't know. So that is a look around the board. I don't think there's anything else to show you really, apart from the back, which is just as it would be, you know, on any 1200, apart from this little trapdoor missing here. Get this camera in focus. There we go. So everything looks a-okay at the back. Oops, what's that? Something fell out of the ROMs, fell off. And as I say there, we've got the trapdoor that's missing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to see if it fires up. But before that, I'm going to put these ROMs in and see if they're actually the right ROMs. Not that way around though. It's that way, isn't it? Now that I do know. Right, okay, so we'll just move out to my beautiful Amiga 1200 with the clear case. Just had to double check actually what way the ROMs go, just in case. So what we're going to do, put this down here. So we'll click one ROM in, make sure it's all right. Okay, so we've got the ROMs installed, I think, correctly. So what we'll do is we'll turn the TV on, turn the power on to the 1200. Have I got AV selected? Oh, something doesn't sound good. Oh, hang on, we've got something here. We've got something. What happened there? Extension, is it that? No. Was it that one? I've just seen something on the screen. Ah, there we go. Right, okay. So yeah, we have 3.00 ROM, 39.106. So I'm assuming that is supposed to be in there, otherwise it wouldn't work. So that noise you're getting, I think, is from it's just from that, just not connected, that's all. So we'll turn this down. So it looks pretty spot on. No issues with flickering or, you know, everything looks nice and colourful, nice and perfect, to be honest with you. It's connected via SCART to RGB. Yeah, so in terms of what's going to happen next, I'm undecided on the case. As I say, I might sort of refurb the case, and I might sort of like, you know, I don't know, let's say with polyfiller, give it a good old spray and hope it comes out, you know, sort of okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some homework regarding this. I mean, that is, I don't think I'd want that sticking out the back of me 1200, to be honest with you. So if I can get rid of that, and then possibly somehow, you know, I mean, I know that's not, it's got nothing to sit in, like, but I think he said it just sort of sits outside. I don't know. Maybe sort of just sat on there, but then again, that looks crap. So maybe there's some sort of case I can get 3D printed for it. I don't know. But I suppose if it sits there for now, you know, as long as I can get it up and running, and I'm pretty sure he said it wasn't the usual GoTek firmware, whatever you call it, H&C or something. He said, I don't know, I can't remember now. So I'm assuming the original, I had GoTek years ago, and you know, I can't remember who made it now, but they made a GoTek run on an Amiga via some sort of software or whatever the firmware what they done. I don't think it'll work with this. I think it's some sort of, it's something else. I don't know. I say I'm no expert. I'm not sitting here claiming to be an expert. So yeah, before anyone says, well, you should know, well, I should know because, you know, I play Amiga games. I grew up playing Amiga games, and that's all I want to play, Amiga games. I'm not really bothered about, you know, sort of like sitting here going, oh yeah, that ROM does that. That's for the experts, I'm afraid. So, you know, yeah. So what I'll do is I shall end this very short video here. Oh, the keyboard as well. I've had a look at it, and it is very yellowed. So possibly, I mean, I'm yet to check it as well. He said he doesn't know if it works, so it needs to go clean by the looks of it, because you can see it hasn't been cleaned yet. So at some point I'll probably take this apart, and I'll probably film that as well. So the process now is going to be, this is a part one. Part two could possibly be, let me see, part two could possibly be getting the GoTek up and running. There's tons of people out there, there's tons of people in the Amiga community who will know exactly how to set this up. As I say, if I can get rid of that and just use them buttons and then that screen, as long as I get the screen on, I think, in all honesty, I don't think it'll be that hard to get going, that screen. As I say, I'm no expert. So if I can get that up and running with that, and then just use that, install the usual GoTek software, whatever you call it, and see if it works. Now, if not, I'm going to have to sort of try and get this mess fixed up. But yeah, I'm assuming I can get rid of that. That's just for maybe ease of use at the back, I don't know, rather than press the buttons. But everything fits perfectly as it should. Nothing's being cut. Although I am guilty of cutting a case in the past, and I've got something which I may do a video on, I don't know, but it's something that I found in the loft of the day, and it's something that I've done not long after I got back into the Amiga, which was about 2014-15, but that is for another sort of video. So today's video, as I say, was to show you around the machine, what was up with it, and sort of if it powered up. So I've achieved what I've achieved today. Next part's going to be, as I say, GoTek, possibly the case, I don't know, but get up and run first, that's the main thing, and then we'll sort out all the cosmetic issues at a later date. So yeah, cheers for watching as always, and I'll catch you in part two of this video.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
Chewie.